Hi, I'm Zeus Caraval from ZK Research, and I'm here at the AWS reInvent Expo Hall, and I'm going to do a walk around for one of my ZK tours and take a look at a bunch of cool AWS technology, including some IoT, some machine learning, artificial intelligence, vision, and a whole bunch of other different use cases. So let's go in, let's have a look, and we'll learn about all the latest and greatest from AWS at reInvent. All right, I'm here at the Deep Racer booth on the AWS floor here, and I'm joined by Mike Miller, who's running this pretty cool demo. It looks like a little racetrack. Can you explain to me what's going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Deep Racer, AWS Deep Racer is the fastest and most fun way to get introduced to machine learning. It's part of Amazon's commitment to help train 29 million people worldwide and grow their tech skills by 2025. You know, machine learning education is a critical part of that, and we see it as our responsibility to make sure that we put machine learning into the hands of every developer, from students in high school and college up through developers in industry.
Yeah, now obviously machine learning's exploded. It's in use over the last few years. This was launched in 2018, actually, which is very forward-looking of you, actually back then. So can you tell me a little bit about the progress of what you've seen with Deep Racer? I know initially when that was launched, it was really more of a virtual demo from what I remember.
Yeah, so Deep Racer has both a cloud-based component where you train the cars in a virtual simulator.
So really a digital twin is what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a twin of this physical car. So there's the physical car, and then of course there's the league. So we add some competition into it. So the way it works is that a developer writes a small function called a reward function. It operates much in the same way that you would teach a pet, like a dog, to do a trick. You give it positive reinforcement. So your reward function defines the rewards that the car gets as it's learning through trial and error to drive around the track. So it could be hundreds or thousands of iterations of the car driving around the track in the virtual simulator until it learns how to successfully complete a lap. You could give it rewards for, let's say, staying on the center line or cutting the corners or some combination of those to teach it how to make the fastest lap.
Okay, and I've noticed that car is actually moving pretty fast from demos I've seen in the past. When you first rolled this out, can you tell me what you've seen for improvement?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we changed the tracks, and I think we've gotten more confidence both in our competitors as well as in the car and the technology to be able to handle more intricate and twisty, curvy tracks. The first track we had basically had what was almost like an oval. It was a simple track as you can get, and the car moved very slowly. But as we've progressed over the years, our developers have gotten much more savvy, built much more complicated and interesting reward functions, and trained their models to be able to drive much faster around the track. And this track that we're driving on right now, this is the championship track for 2022. The most complicated track we've had. It's about 30% longer than the track from last year. But we already saw a competitor in the warm-up this morning do a 15-second lap around this. So I think it's going to be a pretty exciting competition starting tomorrow.
Well, it's pretty impressive then. So of that $29 million developer number that you're trying to hit, how many have taken part in this so far?
Yeah, so since inception, about 320,000 developers have gotten hands-on with AI and ML through Deep Racer.
And I don't think I have to tell everybody why AI ML skills are important now, but if people want to learn more about Deep Racer, where can they go?
Yeah, they can go to deepracer.com or aws.amazon.com/deepracer.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing who the winner of this. Anyways, Mike, so thanks for the demo.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. So here I am at something called the Robo tap room within the AWS Expo area. I'm here with Paul Vincent. Paul, this is a demo, I believe, of some vision, some IoT, and some other cool Amazon technologies, correct?
Correct. Yes, so what we've got here is we've built a concept of a Robo tap room for dispensing beer, all revolving around AWS services, right? So that's how we've been able to bring this to fruition. So what we've got some green grass activity here. We start here with our touchscreen, and as we select our beer, we're going to be doing we can do a root beer. We'll go ahead and do a root beer.
All right, let's do a root beer.
All right, so we'll put a cup in. So let's do a root beer, so we'll do root beer. And what's going to happen is we're going to send some MQTT commands. It's going to go over to our green grass core, and it's going to tell our robot to go ahead and get into a ready position and then grab a cup.
Well, there it goes.
Okay.
And so it's actually going to pour us the root beer.
Yes, it is. It's going to grab this cup and it's going to get into its ready stance for motion, which is going to be right here. Now it's going to roll to the correct tap, which is tap 3. And again, this is all MQTT commands going to green grass on the core.
But this isn't going to solve my problems like regular bartenders do.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we got this. So now it's going to actuate. So there's another
I see
actuator
that.
is going to happen. Then we're going to get a nice pour. All right. Once it's going to do about a 4-second pour. We found that's about an ounce a second.
Okay.
Next version of this is going to have some flow control on it, so we'll know exactly how many ounces. Right
I
now
did
it's
hear
all
some
tight.
Brits saying that that's not a full pour, and they weren't very happy about it. So.
So as we set down here, it's going to go ahead and pull away, and what's going to happen is this is doing an inference on the rate of the pour. So it's going to use lookout for vision. It's going to say, send that image up to lookout for vision. It's going to give us a rating, whether it was a good head on that pour, whether it was too much foam, not enough foam, that type of thing. Once it's done, it goes back home. That's it.
And how long did this all take to train?
This inference for this, it takes about a couple hours for training. Just
Oh,
for this.
that's fast.
Yeah, it's lookout for vision, which is very fast for that type of training. The rest of this is green grass core, so there's some Python components that are written here, and that's going to be a couple hours of coding. Not too bad.
All right.
Yeah.
And so this is a pretty interesting use case. It has some IoT sensors in it. It's used some vision, and then typically, how accurate is the scoring of the pours, you think? Is it?
Well, it gets better over time.
Yeah.
So as you train the model, of course, the more data you have, the better the model gets, and the better, more accurate it gets. So each one of these we're also storing in S3, and we'll use for continually training that model to make it better and better over time.
All right, and that's an interesting lesson around machine learning itself. I talk to companies that have tried it out, didn't really work very well, and they get frustrated, right? And one thing I always say, machine learning gets better over time.
Yep.
And then just because something's not perfect today, it just has to be better than people,
Right.
right? So
Yeah, the more data you collect, the better you can
yeah.
train those models. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'll say cheers to that. Anyways, thanks for the demo, Dan. I appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you.
I'm here now at the training and certification stand with Curtis Morton, and you've got this pretty cool looking demo set up. I believe what you're trying to do here is make learning fun, which it always isn't, correct?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way.
Okay.
But yes, we're trying to increase engagement with learning. So we want learners to be actively engaged in their learning instead of passively. Now, there's nothing wrong with watching a video or attending a lecture.
That's a little boring.
I don't know. But some learners want to be more immersed in their learning experience. They want to be more engaged.
Yeah.
So that's what AWS Cloud Quest solves.
You've gamified it.
Precisely,
Yeah.
but it is a real training. There's over 85 solution building assignments and over 100 hours of learning content within Cloud Quest.
Wow. And so can you give me a little demo of what we're looking at here?
Sure.
And so this is called Cloud Quest, you said.
Yeah, so Cloud Quest is built with AWS solutions, right? So we built it using services like AWS Lambda, Amazon S3, Amazon DynamoDB. So it's backed by the same reliability and scalability that we use, that our customers use.
Okay.
Right? So the premise of the game is that you start off as an IT professional and you have an avatar in this fictional city. So you come in, you create your avatar, you can customize it the way you want to, you can randomize it, you can change it up, and then once you're satisfied, the next thing that you do is you choose a role. So I'm going to go to the roles map.
Okay.
So one thing about Cloud Quest is that it's about planning, or not solution planning, but it's more about guidance, right?
Okay.
So we're guiding you on what you should do when I want to learn about the cloud. Do I want to be a cloud practitioner? Do I want to be a solutions architect? Where should I start? So if I choose a role, if I choose cloud practitioner, I get this collection of assignments over here.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, so it'll give me learning objectives for each assignment. And these assignments are to solve problems for the customers in this fictional city. So if I choose another role, like machine learning, it will guide me with a different set of assignments in a different part of the city.
I see.
So here, I'll get the learning objectives for this particular assignment. So I'm going to start off with the data analytics role to start off with.
So it's really a step-by-step path on learning these skills.
Exactly. Each of these learning paths were made by AWS experts, trainers, solutions architects, people who really know AWS design every one of these roles. So I chose a data analytics role. So how do I get to my assignments? What are the problems? So all I have to do...
I'll follow the steps.
Well, I just have to go to my phone device.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And here they are, listed out for me. So I have a serverless foundations, data lakes, data ingestion. It's all related to data analytics. So I can choose to build any one of these at any time. So I'm going to start with serverless foundations. This is more about Lambda functions. So the first thing you have to do is learn about the solution you're going to build. And we take you to some place called the Solution Center. And here's where you learn about the architecture. So I have a step-by-step guide that takes me through and explains how this architecture works. If I want more knowledge, I can go to the video concepts and I can learn about the services within the solution. So we have Lambda, concurrency, invocation, so I can watch these videos optionally.
Well, this is very comprehensive.
Yeah, there's lots of content in here. Now, the next step is, what are the tasks? What am I going to build? So here it's outlined in a practice lab and a do-it-yourself. And we're going to get to that right now. This is the core part of the solution building process. So you get to build step-by-step, build with step-by-step instructions. So if I go through these steps, I get images of what I'm going to build in the console. And I also get micro concepts that explain why I'm building, why I'm doing this step. And the cool thing about this experience with CloudQuest is that I can launch a live AWS environment right from the game. So if I click this button, it launches in a separate browser, logs me in automatically. I'd never use my personal AWS account. You should never do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. And it does it pure sandbox, safe, secure, nothing to worry about.
But I did notice this is the actual AWS console.
This is the console. Yeah. This is not simulated. This is real. So when I go back to CloudQuest, now I can follow along and I can build that first part of the solution. So I'm building, and when I get to the end, it's not over because I have to go and do the do-it-yourself challenge. And this is where we challenge learners to add an additional part to their solution based on what they learned in the practice section.
Got it.
This time, no images.
Yeah.
So once I complete this activity, I must use some criteria from my solution, put it into this field, I click this validation button, and we check to make sure that it works. If it works, you get a success message, you get fireworks. If it doesn't work, we explain and we tell you why it didn't work.
That's awesome. So
yeah.
And I heard you also announced something new today too, right?
Yeah. We've got AWS Industry Quest, which launched today for financial services. And this is specifically for the financial services industry. Customers were telling us, hey, we need to build solutions just for our industry. So we built this to alleviate that pain point. It's a little bit less gamified, but still has game-based elements. But you can select solutions from a list of use cases that are specific to the financial services industry.
I notice there's a lot of them: contact center, capital markets, card services, yeah.
So every solution that you build increases your company level and increases your KPIs. So the goal here is to go from a level 1 to an industry leader with this company. You're taking over this company and making it an industry leader with Industry Quest. There are some gameplay elements, like you can change your office decor, you can take a selfie, you can do all sorts of neat things, but these are optional. The main premise is to build those solutions, plan them at your company, experiment, and then implement them at your own business.
Oh, so a digital twin, if you will, of the environment.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's very cool.
Yep.
All right, Curtis, now if I want to learn more about Industry Quest, where do I go?
You got to go to AWS Skill Builder. You can get a Skill Builder subscription, either team or individual for Industry Quest. And for CloudQuest, same thing, go to Skill Builder. We have a free version, and we also have a subscription version where you get all 6 roles, plus all of the Skill Builder content, jams, 500 builder labs, 100 exam prep courses, all of the skill builder content with that subscription.
All right,
as
so
well.
given us the importance of cloud skills today, there's really no reason anybody can't get started here.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, you also can get a digital badge for completing assignments in CloudQuest and in Industry Quest.
Well, everyone loves digital badges.
Yes.
So, all right, Curtis, well, thanks for that overview. That was awesome. And please go and check it out. I think, like I said, cloud skills are extremely important today, and just for someone's future career. So.
Thanks.
All right, well, I'm here with Armando Late from AWS, and we're in a basketball court. What the heck is a basketball court doing in the middle of reInvent?
Fantastic. I'm glad you asked. So we were thinking about how to do a demo that would exemplify a perfect workload for the edge. So things in which you need to be very close to where the action is happening and do the compute there and then produce some kind of output. So what we decided to do was a free throw analyzer.
Oh, very nice.
So real-time video, AI ML model loaded into our Snowball Edge, analyzing your free throw and giving you all kinds of recommendation together with telemetry on speed of the shot, angle, body movement, predicting the chance that you are going to hit a scoring shot or not. So
yeah. I know AWS does a lot of work with the different sports leagues. We see it on the NFL Red Zone all the time, percent chance, and so this is just part of all that effort.
This is an effort that was built specifically for reInvent as a showcase. So it's not a real world effort today, but maybe in the future, who knows?
But this is actual live data we're going to see here.
It is live data, video that is being collated when people, any participant at reInvent is doing a free throw shot, and it is an AI ML model that the team developed.
Yeah, and so if I take 5 shots, what happens then?
You take 5 shots, hopefully they will go really good. Yeah. But if they don't go that good, the good news is that you will see analytics of each of your 5 shots together with some recommendations in how to improve them.
Okay, well, normally I dunk, but I guess for the purpose of this demo, maybe I'll just take 5 shots?
You should do that.
Okay.
Let me get you registered and let's get you going.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, well, now that I'm registered and fully legal here, I can go ahead and take our free throws and take a look at the data.
Let's go for it. 5 balls, 5 shots.
5 balls, 5 shots. I think I've seen this on TV before. Oh, missed one.
Almost.
I'm a hockey player here.
Next time we'll do a hockey one.
There we go. Oh, that was bad.
One more.
One more.
And if you look over there now, you will see analytics of all your shots.
Oh yeah, so
it's going to be only for 30 seconds because we removed the data.
So it shows
after.
the one I made and the one I missed. And then, how fast the ball went. There's actually
46.
There's actually quite a bit of data up there. So I didn't make your leaderboard here.
So the leaderboard is, we've had some of your peers in the press coming through during the afternoon. So I'm afraid you are not in the top 10.
Well, that's okay.
But that's how they did that afternoon.
Okay, and so this is a demo of, we've got edge computing, vision analytics, some AI involved in here.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It is that. Everything running on the AWS Snowball Edge.
Yeah.
But all the development was done with SageMaker in the cloud, and just using standard AWS cloud infrastructure.
And for those not familiar with Snowball, that's your ruggedized edge server, correct?
That's right, which provides a subset of AWS services for when you need to, use some kind of workload that requires minimal latency or has some kind of data residency requirements. Things in which you, for one reason or the other, you don't want to be sending to the cloud all the time.
Okay. All right, Armando, well, thanks for that. That was a lot of fun. I'll have to come back here later and try it again.
You get better and better the more you try it.
All right, just like machine learning.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm in a different part of the basketball court now. I'm with Ramesh Kumar, and what are we looking at? We have a pretty cool box here. I think this is your Snowball Edge.
Yeah, so let me give you a quick overview on Snowball Edge. Essentially, it's a suitcase-sized, secure and rugged device. Very portable, it weighs less than 50 pounds, so a single person can carry it. Very secure. Security is very important for our customers because of these edge applications. They have to store their data and run their applications, and maybe rugged locations where there's no operator. So all the data on Snowball Edge is encrypted, it's physically secure, and customers can operate Snowball Edge for their compute applications in environments where there's a lot of vibration and shock. Think about a factory floor. oil and gas
On a
platform.
vehicle even.
On a vehicle, yeah. While it's in motion. So think about a disaster recovery truck, a Navy ship, a cruise line ship, commercial or military aircraft.
Very nice. So, and this interoperates with the AWS cloud, and in fact, it almost acts as an extension of the cloud, correct?
Yeah, so Snowball Edge supports a select set of AWS services for compute, storage, IoT, security, access, analytics, and machine learning. And what our customers do is they develop their applications in the AWS cloud, and when they're ready, they deploy those applications on the Snow device. When you say an AWS service runs on a Snow device, both the control plane and data plane of the service runs on the Snow device. This means that the customer's application can run on the Snowball Edge device independent of AWS for long periods of time. So super important for customers when they're operating Snow in an environment when there's no consistent network connectivity back to the AWS cloud.
Oh, so it can run autonomously or connected.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. All right, Ramesh, well thanks, that was great.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes the ZK tour. I'm Zias Caravallo from ZK Research. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on another tour.